All right, I'm here with these two. We got a Fuck Ice Si Se Puede and a No Kings since 1976. What in particular are you two out here protesting? Some things that are most important to you?
Getting felons out of office and rapists, getting the corrupt people that are in power right now out of office. They don't deserve to be there. And women's reproductive rights, just everything that's wrong with the system as a whole right now.
Excellent. And for you?
Yeah, along with everything she said, just getting ICE to know their spot. Once again, I think that they've really gone over the boundaries that were there in place these past 10 years, and now it's just gone to that horrible point. I don't want to see it get any further. So, pardon the profanity, you know?
Alrighty, we're still at the No Kings event. I found someone with a Save Free Speech sign. Do you feel that free speech is on the chopping block right now?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. With the things that Trump has said just in the last few weeks alone, that free speech is definitely on the chopping block.
What in particular in the last 2 weeks have you seen that makes you feel that it's most threatened? Or just overall time?
Just that anybody who disagrees with him is now in his radar and between his sights, and he goes after people personally and just tries to shut it down. That's not free speech. That's not democracy. Sending the National Guard out to cities during peaceful protests, that's in violation of our First Amendment rights. So I strongly disagree with him and anybody who supports him.
Excellent. I hear a lot of talk on the news about the radical left. Have you seen anybody out here being radical today?
No, not of blowing bubbles and, holding signs is radical. We're just exercising our right to free speech and our right to protest and peacefully gather and assemble in protest of this fascist administration.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Somebody else.
It's just for me, honestly. I have found a woman with lovely sunflowers on her hat and a sign that says, well, you can read it. What is fascism to you, and how do you see that in the United States today?
I went to school in Spain when Franco was in charge, and that was fascism. You had hours you could be out. If you weren't in at a certain time, they had police out monitoring that. At a student riot where the university shut down, used fire hoses on the students, beat some of us over the head because Franco didn't like the poet that was supposed to speak. That's pretty heavy-duty fascism. Our clothes were regulated, could only wear pants on Sunday. Women had to be in the house by 9:30. The guy we've got now thinks he's some sort of, I don't know what, king, emperor, and he can tell us what we're supposed to do. He's building monuments to himself, cutting help to people who need it, food stamps, dry up, Medicaid. That's okay. He's got a ballroom, and now he's making an arc to Trump, I guess. When the government takes over that way, when he tells you he's going to cut aid and things to only Democrat areas, that's malicious. He picks certain individuals to prosecute by his Justice Department. That's malicious. That's the sign of a fascist dictator who wants to have total control and total power. He no longer believes in separation of powers, doesn't believe in the separation of church and state. Idolizing Charlie Kirk is an example of that. He owns the Supreme Court. He speaks about having a majority on the Supreme Court. Supreme Court's supposed to be impartial. We're in the middle of it.
So, having lived through fascism yourself, this all looks familiar to you then?
Very familiar. Yes.
Excellent, ma'am. Thank you for your time. Keep exercising your First Amendment rights for us.
Pardon me?
I said keep exercising your First Amendment rights for us.
I will.
Right. We are still here at the No Kings, and I have found this woman with a Free Palestine flag. Is that something that's most important to you out here protesting for?
Yeah, I mean, Palestine right now is the all-encompassing big thing that I feel like if we can figure out Palestine, all the other dominoes will fall in terms of fascism, genocide, all these other things that we're facing, ICE.
Any optimism for the peace deal that was issued a few days ago?
I mean, We've seen what has happened with the other ceasefires. It looks very flowery and nice in Western media, but for those of us not watching the media and actually going to journalists on the ground that are there, doctors that are on the ground that are telling us what's going on, full amounts of aid are still not getting in. Doctors Without Borders are telling us that their doctors are still not being allowed in. No Western journalists are able to go in and document. So if we have a ceasefire, if we have peace happening, why are we still not letting in international journalists to document what's happening?
And this is being the No Kings event. I'm asking people, what about Donald Trump's governing makes you think he's acting as a king?
Well, I mean, where do you even begin? The list is too long to even... I mean, I'm out and supporting because as a mixed race child, I'm looking at the disappearance of our due process, and a lot of people, I think, are resting on their laurels and still thinking that they're safe because it hasn't come for them yet, but pretty soon no one will be in front of them to be able to save them. So right now is our chance. We're behind, honestly, in order to get things rolling, and I think people need to start understanding that our numbers are powerful, and they wouldn't be out here trying to silence us if our voices didn't matter.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Free Palestine.
All right, we're still here at the No Kings. I have a Stop Project 2025 sign. What in Project 2025 alarms you the most?
That's a very good question. The alarm is that Trump first denied that he would be taking part of it and bring it to the forefront, and now he full-fronted is doing that. So if you are aware of what is Project 2025, I think my biggest scare and worry is that most people don't even know what it represents, but it's actually what's happening right now in the big picture.
Excellent. And being the No Kings event, I'm asking people, I'd love for you two to answer too, if you don't mind. What about Donald Trump's governing makes you think he's acting as a king currently?
It's a good question for my mother-in-law.
Vindt u dat hij het meeste als een king reageert of is? Het is een No Kings Day.
Yeah, he doesn't want an opposition. He wants to be a king, a ruler. And he wants to send people who oppose him to prison. I grew up under the Nazis in the Netherlands, so I know how bad it is. And if you don't start protesting right at the beginning, in a couple of years, it is so difficult. People go to prison and people are executed for opposition. So it's
Protest now.
Yeah.
So as somebody who's witnessed fascism firsthand, this is looking familiar to you. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, this is the way it was under Hitler. It's exactly the same. Hitler was voted in legally, but once he was in, he turned off all legal. And Trump has no respect for the law. He is the law to himself and then to everybody else. And if we don't stop him now, we will lose our freedom.
Excellent.
Excellent. It's happened before. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And one question for you, if you don't mind.
After this, it's hard to answer.
Awesome. And what are you out here protesting? A couple things you hold true to your heart that you would want to see reversed or changed, or just things that you hold true to your heart that you're out here fighting for?
I'm fighting for health care, for the uninsured, for the immigrants, for the rights that are trampled, and especially the onslaught against intelligence, science, universities, any truth tellers, and that we live in a Trump world where only what he says is right, and might overpowers everything.
All right, guys, I found a gentleman with a "My Only King is Burger." Is that your preferred fast food restaurant, sir?
Not especially, but it's okay.
What is your preferred?
Probably Blake's Burger.
It's pretty good. I've had that green chili cheeseburger over there.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
They really are. So we are out here at the No Kings event. What about Donald Trump's governing makes you think he's acting as a king?
Well, It's plainly a total disregard for constitutional law. And the checks and balances established by our founding fathers, he's doing all he can to throw them out the window. He's replaced all his talented staff with just yes men, and it's just ongoing day by day, and that's how he's attempting to do it.
What is the most important for you that you're protesting out here today, if you were to choose something that you hold truest to your heart?
Well, the democracy that I'm 70 years old. I lived in the glory years where we had a real democracy, and the difference between Democrats and Republicans was a check and balance with one another, and it worked well. It made us the greatest country in the world. Well, he's doing everything he can to make sure that goes away, and it's strictly a Christian nationalism-based society based upon their rules of morals, and it's a total destruction of the democracy I grew up with.
So you're out here protesting just for democracy in your eyes to come back to America?
Yes, that's it in a nutshell. There's a lot of little things. There's a lot of little things on top of that go on and on a daily basis. But that's the foundation of it.
Excellent, sir. Thank you for your time. You going to be out here a while longer?
I'm waiting for a bus. I've been out here since 9, so I'm kind of sunbeat.
Well, Blake's isn't too far away. I think there's one right down the road.
I just left there.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I'm here at No Kings, and I found this gentleman with a swear her in sign. Who are you wanting to be sworn in?
Adelita Grijalva.
And who is that?
She was a duly elected representative of Tucson and Southern Arizona, elected this past September 23rd, and I just think that it's ridiculous that it's almost been a month and she still hasn't been sworn in. I mean, because she does so much important stuff for us.
Do you have any theories on why she hasn't been sworn in?
Because she's going to be the 218th vote to release the Epstein files, and she belongs to one party, and the people in charge, they don't want to do anything to help that party.
All right, we're here at No Kings. I found a woman with a sign. Can you explain what your sign means?
Well, I like to keep things simple, and I think it makes it pretty clear, so people can think for themselves and draw conclusions.
So it's open for interpretation.
It is, because I can see where both sides could see it differently.
Excellent, I like that. Kind of like instrumental music, or any art in particular.
There you go.
No Kings event. What about Donald Trump's governing makes you think he's acting as a king currently?
Oh my gosh. What doesn't he do that makes him act like a king? He rules by fear and intimidation. He's quite selfish. He does a lot of things for self-interest. I don't get the impression that he's actually trying to help people in the United States.
Excellent. And what in particular would be something that you're out here protesting, an issue close to your heart? What'd you say?
I think it's the cruelty that's happening right now, the people that are going to suffer.
People are being mistreated.
And the different cuts that are going to make people suffer. I think we're in for some really hard times as a consequence, and that's really grievous.
I've heard a lot of talk about the radical leftists lately. Are you the radical leftist?
You know, I don't know. To somebody I might be. I don't think of myself that way, but...
You don't seem very radical to me, or radicalized, I should say.
My overalls and my sign are too radical.
Right on. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I have found, are you a duck?
Big Bird.
Big Bird.
I'm Big Bird.
Excellent. I see you have the We Need Public Media, addressed as Big Bird from PBS. What importance do you think public media has in this country?
I think it's important that we all have a unified media source that is unbiased and is trying to present the facts.
Do you think having government-funded public media is counterintuitive to that?
I think having government-funded public media ensures that corporate interests don't have an undue influence on the news that we hear.
Excellent. And we are at the No Kings event.
Back again if you want a water. Okay. All right.
Nice guy. We are at the No Kings event. What about Donald Trump's governing makes you think he's acting as a king currently?
I think that Donald Trump is not respecting the laws, due process, the norms, or the values of our country.
Excellent. And I've heard a lot of talk on right-wing social media platforms about the radical left. Have you seen people being radical out here today?
I've seen a lot of people offering water, being friendly, being nice, waving, doing thumbs up. I haven't seen anything negative whatsoever this entire day.
Excellent. Thank you, and have fun exercising your First Amendment rights out here.
Thank you so much.